Many beginning filmmakers find lighting super intimidating to learn. I think people get super into camera stuff before they get into lighting stuff in this day and age, just because it's a bit easier to take a camera around rather than lug a lighting package around. And as a result of that, they really miss the aesthetic and storytelling benefits that you get from shaping light for your films. We're at the studio today in Williamsburg with our lovely model Bella. We're gonna shoot with the Zhiyun Molus G300 Light. It's a super dope new 300 watt to 500 watt, really portable light that is bicolor. And we're gonna show you how you can get 6 different looks out of this one light that fits in a backpack. A soft far side key is a large diffuse light source. It's positioned about 45 degrees from the camera, and because the light source is large, even though it's positioned at an angle, the light wraps nicely around the subject's face. This creates a very flattering look. This is also the most commonly used key light setup, and the signature characteristic of this setup is a bright key side that gradually rolls off to a shadow. This setup here is called butterfly lighting, and this is a very common beauty technique that's used a lot in like makeup commercials or skincare commercials. Butterfly lighting creates shadows on both sides of the model's face, highlighting their eyebrows, nose, and cheekbones in a super photogenic way. To do this, you'll place your key light and softbox directly behind the camera, and you can use bounce to fill in the shadows under the model's nose and chin to taste. In this lighting setup, we are using the Zhiyun softbox with the Molus flown overhead on a C-stand. This lighting is a little bit more dramatic. I feel like you would use this in like a scenario that is, calling for drama or calling for mystery or calling for something that has contrast in the way that this setup does. Okay, so this is a hard far side key. So this is the same idea as what we did with the soft far side key, except we're using a bare light now. Using hard light on a model is not as frequently embraced, which I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool. I think that it kind of gives a sort of bold graphical look with the hard shadows and a super punchy, vibrant image. So I really like a hard far side key. Here we have the hard frontal key. So this is kind of similar to the butterfly light, except we are just using a bare bulb again. The hard backlight. You can create this light with, again, just the Zhiyun G300 or any point source light with the reflector positioned behind the talent shooting towards lens. It's a very high drama look that will introduce some tension and mystery, definitely way more so than a top-down light would. These are 6 really rudimentary techniques that you can use for your projects with just one light and maybe some bounce if you need it. Could you do more with more lights? 100%, that's all you have. It's a pretty wide variety of looks that you can get with just one light. So I hope if you're trying to get inspired to shoot something and you're kind of sick of doing the same lighting and you have limited resources, I hope that this is inspiring you to try something new.